A warm welcome to Anuradha Vedic Astrology. Today we are going to talk about the flip side of Magha Nakshatra. But before that, a big thanks to all of you for liking, sharing, and subscribing to our YouTube and Spotify channels and writing in your subscriptions and writing in your comments and your views there. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do. And do remember to press the bell icon so that you can get the updates ASAP. Magha Nakshatra is said to be the star of power. So it brings you immense power. With that power comes responsibility. Most people who are blessed with planets in this nakshatra and benefics in this nakshatra or aspecting this nakshatra know how to work with this power and how to carry on the responsibilities that this power brings. But like all nakshatras, Magha Nakshatra also has its flip side. So, what is its flip side? There are a number of flip sides that we can talk about, but due to time constraints, I take up just four of them and try to detail them so that one can have a deeper insight into it. As we go into the flip side of Magha Nakshatra, the first thing that we observe is they are stubborn. Yes, as stubborn as a mule. Why do I say that? First and foremost, we know that it falls entirely in a fixed sign. And parts of it also would be, especially the second pada, would be in a fixed sign. As these people grow up, they realize that there are certain decisions they should take in a firm manner. Till that point, it's perfectly fine. Beyond that, when it comes to my way or the highway and that kind of stubbornness, then the person would be taking decisions with a lot of finality and would not allow others to interfere or others to modulate that decision. And that stubbornness can cause a lot of problems for people up the road. This stubbornness brings with it a kind of arrogance that we see. People, as I said earlier, would always want to do things my way or the highway, thinking that they are always correct and there is no room for improvement. Here, a person gets very full of pride, the arrogance keeps showing, and we know that there's always a fall before a pride. So the person actually is setting himself or herself up for a fall. I would suggest such people to always have a small window open for reconsideration of decisions when the counsel is good, when the counsel is strong, so that they have a certain amount of malleability within them and they can avoid storms. This is a flaw that we will see very strongly associated when there are planets in the first pada of this nakshatra. First, stubbornness. I said the second pada of Magha shows huge amount of stubbornness. The first pada of Magha shows equal amount of arrogance. So, what are you arrogant about? You could be arrogant about if Sun is placed there and it's in the 10th house. Somebody could be very arrogant about their power and position that we see in life. The power that they have over society, their work. Mars, they would be extremely possessive and arrogant about the kind of hard work that they can do. If Jupiter is placed there, a person could be arrogant about his or her knowledge. If there is Venus posited in this nakshatra, in the second pada, the person would feel that there's nobody as beautiful as her or him, and that narcissism could be your fall guy. Again, if there is Mercury, your ability to take decisions very fast and decisions relating to business, relating to showbiz, and being a good crisis manager could go on to make you arrogant about your decision making facilities. If there is moon present in this nakshatra, you will see that these people will ultimately, over a period of time, develop to be very high profile people, and that is what will make them very proud. If there's Rahu placed in this nakshatra, there's amazing fact is the person may lack in confidence, but can cover it up by showing a lot of confidence and arrogance, and over a period of time can become extremely arrogant. So this is how the nakshatra planets in this nakshatras unfold. Now we move on to another point that can be a fall guy for this nakshatra, one of the flip sides for this nakshatra, and that is power and position. Misuse, a great need for power, because this is the star of power, especially if it is afflicted, shows a strong, intense desire for power. Like if Rahu is present in this nakshatra, it could show that the person needs to establish himself or herself in society. If Saturn is present, the person would want to be acknowledged by the masses. If Sun is present, there is no two ways that the person would not get power and would not be under the influence of that power and position. So, depending on the planet, the house that this nakshatra is posited in, the kind of power would reflect in a person's life. For example, it's your second house and your seventh lord is present, that is Saturn, is present here. You would want to have power and standing in society, that wherever you move, you are deemed to be a humble person, but you're respected and you are loved. So this is what we see when the planet of Magha, planet of Saturn is posited in the seventh house in Magha, in the second house in Magha Nakshatra. Now, supposing your Lagna Lord, Moon is posited in this nakshatra. Where are you looking for power from? You're looking for power in family, because second house denotes family and your Lagna denotes yourself. So you're looking for power in the house of your family. If it's your 10th lord, which is placed in this nakshatra, then you're looking for power and position in your place of work. And all of us look for power and position. This is something that you can always, talk back on, and you can always say, but to be consistent and do anything that is required to maintain, to hold on to that chair, is something that affliction shows us, and these people are good at it. So the final point that we need to see is wastage due to pump and show. Now, again, if somebody could say that I don't have that wastage, or I don't have that power and position, you will always have to remember that there has to be a counter in your chart. For example, when we are talking about power and position, and we are not very entitled to it, or you're not very keen for it, you could be having a strong Uttar Bhadra, which would say that these things just come to me automatically. I'm not running after them. So we need to be able to understand the opposites also in the chart before we can say that this is not happening or this is not applicable. Finally, when I talk about wastage about due to power and position, this is because to maintain that seat, to maintain that position, there are times when you would have to be flamboyant, put in a show, and whatever takes has to be done for it, and you don't care if there's a lot of wastage with it. So these are the 4 points that we have talked about when we see a lot of problems or flip side of this nakshatra. And the flip sides of the nakshatra are important, because those are the areas that we are here on this planet to work on. So what are the 4 sides? Let's just recap for one more time. The 4 points, flip sides of Magha Nakshatra, are stubbornness, arrogance, power and position, and the need to hold on to it, and waste due to that pomp and show and power of position. Do write into us. Do let us know how you found that video. Till we meet with you again, stay safe. Thank you.